All right, let's talk cybersecurity. What's the first thing that pops in your head? Probably some high-tech command center, right? A bunch of IT geniuses in a dark room staring at lines of code? Well, I'm here to tell you that picture is totally, dangerously out of date. Today, we're going to break down why cybersecurity isn't just an IT problem anymore. It's everyone's job.
So, to kick things off, let me ask you this. Where do the biggest, most devastating cyber attacks really start? You're probably thinking some super complex virus or a brilliant hacker smashing through a digital firewall, right? Well, the answer is probably not what you expect.
Believe it or not, sometimes it starts with the air conditioning. Yeah, the AC. One of the most infamous breaches ever, the 2013 Target hack that leaked 40 million credit card numbers. It all kicked off because hackers got their hands on login details from, get this, the company that serviced their heating and air conditioning. It wasn't some head-on assault on their servers. It was a digital side door, left wide open by a contractor.
And that story about the Target breach? It perfectly sets up our first big idea. This threat has completely evolved, and clinging to the old way of thinking is just not going to cut it anymore.
This really shows the massive shift in how we have to think about this. The old view was, that's an IT problem, some tech glitch. But today, no way. It's a fundamental business risk that touches every single part of the company. I mean, think about it. We've got the cloud, remote work, all our devices are connected. So one weak link, doesn't matter if it's in finance, HR, or marketing, can bring the whole house down. A cyber incident is a business incident, period.
And the impact isn't just digital anymore, not even close. When the Colonial Pipeline got hit with ransomware, it didn't just crash some computers, it literally caused gas shortages all along the US East Coast. That's proof right there that a few keystrokes can cripple physical infrastructure and mess with our actual day-to-day lives. Which brings us to the true cost. We're not just talking about fixing a computer anymore. We're talking about a devastating blow to a company's finances, its reputation, and sometimes its very ability to exist.
Just look at the numbers. According to IBM's latest report for 2024, the average cost of a single data breach globally is almost $5 million. That's a huge number. That figure rolls up everything from the tech recovery to fines to just lost business.
But if you think that's bad, wait till you hear this. For a small business, it's often not just a cost, it can be a death sentence. A staggering 60% of small companies that get hit with a major cyber attack are out of business within 6 months. Gone. They just can't recover. And that's the key takeaway here. That multi-million-dollar price tag is really just the tip of the iceberg. The real damage is this ripple effect across the whole organization. Your operations can grind to a halt, your customers lose trust and they leave, your reputation is in the gutter, and the legal bills just keep piling up for years. Okay, so if technology alone isn't the answer, what is? Well, that leads us straight to the most important part of any modern defense strategy: the people. Us. We are at the same time the biggest weakness and the absolute best first line of defense.
And this number? It tells you everything you need to know. Roughly 95%, 95 of all cybersecurity breaches come down to simple human error. Someone clicked a link they shouldn't have, they used password 123, they fell for a scam. It's us.
And that's exactly why you hear experts talking about this idea of a human firewall. It's a simple but powerful concept. You turn your employees from potential victims into active defenders. With the right training and awareness, every single person in the company can learn to spot and stop the kinds of attacks that are built to trick people, not computers.
Here's a textbook example. A hacker fakes the CEO's email and sends a frantic message to the finance department. Hey, I need you to wire money for this top secret deal right now. Don't tell anyone. It plays on our respect for authority and our fear of urgency. No software in the world can stop that. Only a smart, trained employee who thinks, this feels weird. I should call the CEO to double check.
And this is where the whole company gets involved. I love this quote because it hits the nail on the head. If 95% of the problem is people, then human resources absolutely has to be part of the solution. They're the ones who handle training, onboarding, and really shaping the whole company culture. They're essential for building that human firewall.
Which brings us to the answer: a whole business defense. We have to tear down the walls between departments and get everyone to understand the specific role they have to play in keeping the organization safe.
You know, a great way to think about this is like public health. It only works if everyone does their part, right? It's a total team sport. Leadership has to set the tone and put their money where their mouth is. HR is in charge of training and building that security-first culture.
Finance has to put in those double checks to stop fraudulent payments. Operations, they've got to lock down the supply chain. Remember that AC company? And of course, legal, make sure you're not breaking any data laws. IT can't be an island here. They just can't do it alone.
This quote from a CEO really flips the script. Being good at security isn't just about stopping bad stuff from happening. It's actually a business enabler. Think about it. When your customers know they can trust you with their data, that's a huge competitive advantage. It makes your brand stronger.
So what should leaders actually be doing? Well, first, they need a plan for when things go wrong, and they need to practice it, like a fire drill for a data breach. They have to start seeing security spending as a necessity, not an optional extra. And maybe most importantly, they have to lead by example. If the boss is using two-factor authentication, you can bet everyone else will too.
Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to stop every single attack. That's impossible. Sooner or later, someone's going to get through. The real goal is what we call cyber resilience. It's about your ability to take a hit, get back up, and keep the business running. It's about being prepared to bounce back, not just building a taller wall.
So we end up right back where we started, with people. And that leaves us with one really important question to think about. Is your organization's weakest link, its people, also its strongest defense? Are they being trained, and more importantly, are they empowered to be that first line of protection? Because let's be real, in the world we live in now, making that change isn't just a nice idea. It's literally the key to survival.